A little known fact about game development is that it is a constant battle, a war if you will. I am in constant tension with these horrible purple goobers and they always seem to win. Every single time, it's not fair. I am meeting with the limits of my own ability to self-motivate and my ability to even care. The truth is, Ultra Fun isn't my only focus anymore, it's been replaced. I'm not just talking about squid chess either, I am a full-time scientist in real life. And it takes work, it takes time. It takes away the time that I would be spending sitting in awkward silence with the Godot engine. However, although you can take away my time, you apparently cannot take away my ability to continue doing stuff nonetheless. In case you haven't kept up with the recent events of Ultrafun, we're now in extreme amounts of debt. Qbert was kind of expensive, and the developer proceeded to quit the game instead of trying to get us out of debt. Now it's up to the Kizd to work it out. And you, because you might play the game one day and then it'll be your problem. And me, because of course I'm the one actually making it. Although they don't look it, the Kizd are shrewd business people. They are the cut-your-throat-to-get-ahead types. The sell-you-out-for-a-quick-buck kind of interdimensional entities. They're not nice, and to be honest, you shouldn't feel bad for blasting the hell out of them in the original Masochist. Not to mention that they are total Mary Sues and canonically can't be harmed or injured in any way, but anyway. The Kingdom of Faction has, since its inception, been the trading name of the faction-associated so-called individuals among them. Selling ideas to the galaxy is simply the name of the game. With a bit of input from a helpful human player, it seems like a straightforward path to get these guys out of debt and repopulate their planetary fragment. However, we have a problem. As a human being, I tend to be stubborn and lazy, and even when I have an abundance of free time and enough caffeine in my veins, I still can't will myself to actually start hacking through the code and getting things into the game. The fact is, it just takes time. I have to sort through which ideas are good and which ideas are bad, not to mention actually having and remembering the ideas in the first place.
I write them down so I don't commit suicide later having forgotten the idea.
Yeah.
At the time of writing, I still haven't fixed the traders. The game just spawns 5 of them automatically and then they glitch out as soon as they make a trade. I mean, you'd think that I would have fixed that maybe a month or two ago when I actually added them in the first place, but I didn't. I just need to lock in and do it. Once the traders are fixed, then I can work on the next things. I think faction Kislings or workers will automatically find items by eating voidlings, and they'll just drop them on the floor with an altar. At this point, the traders will spawn and investigate the altar until somebody decides to buy it. The more ambitious idea, which would take a lot of time, is to use Ortail as a quest giver of sorts. I know it's definitely not the first time I've had ideas for using Ortail that didn't quite pan out, but I have a good feeling about this one. It's not too similar from my previous ideas anyway, that Ortail is some kind of metric of progress. Related to this, I've started experimenting with giving the Kislings their own genomes. Yeah, that's a bit nerdy, but it's just an experiment, and I'm allowed to do that if I want to. I'd like to make the game themed more towards observation and analysis, since when you think about it, these are the things that really produce ideas. Taking inspiration from my actual work, I'm thinking of ways to make Ortail into an analyst as well, analysing Kisling's genomes and perhaps individual genes. Hypothetically, I could end up integrating real data science into the game and end up making this thing actually a bit educational. I mean, if you want the real nerdy information, I'd say that the faction Kislings, right now, how they're set up, are modelling mags, and perhaps voidlings are then the individual reads, or something like that. I'd say it's all in the process. They say it's all in the execution, but the process is more than the execution. It's everything leading up to it, too. There's no cheating, there's no skipping steps, there's no easy way forward, and there's no hidden talents. It's just about ploughing the way forward after like 5 years of changing and iterating on this thing. No matter how much time has elapsed, the game is still just what it is. Maybe that's why it's so hard to make changes to it. Anyway, if you'd like to see more of this game please ask me to keep working on it, or give me some unsolicited ideas and feedback. Or tell me it sucks and you want me to stop working on it. I mean, it won't realistically stop me, but the input will help the process to keep ticking over in my head, at least that's the theory. As for Squid Chess, it's cancelled. Well, not really. Actually, it's the least cancelled it's ever been. It's resembling kind of a game now. It is really unbalanced, and the progression is not ironed out at all, but there's more it in it now. There are a few new pieces. Thanks to my fantastic coding abilities, they don't take that long to add, usually less than an hour for each one. I will admit they're pretty rusty looking though. The Pistol Shrimp sprite is a Creative Commons 0.png that I took from somewhere on the internet and cropped. But it does the job. Apart from that, there's a Warlock, a Sorcerer, a Ninja. Cool stuff, and I think it's only going to get better from here as I'm able to essentially develop the player's sort of endgame power fantasy where they have like 1 billion upgrades and can wipe the board clean. Although that being said, right now enemy layouts are considerably stronger than the allies can get, even with all the upgrades in the game. Also, I've kind of designed myself into a hard place though, because I have to actually come up with unique text snippets for each upgrade, even if it's a simple one, like gaining health points. Let me know if you would like to help me with that. Nobody ever does, but I thought I would ask. If I lean into extreme power scaling for the later stages, I could potentially add prestige and enemy multipliers to some of these layouts too. That's just a random idea that I had, but it's in the video now. Maybe an endless enemies game mode too, that would be quite interesting. Anyway, I am giving it time. I have all the time in the world to get this done. It's had a lot of big changes in the past couple of months with the resource collections, and if I start changing things too fast, I'll just lose sight of where I'm headed. If you want to see me work on this one, you have to let me know, or don't, but I would prefer if you do. If you're not going to let me know about any of this stuff, at least like the video or something. I mean, it's the least you can do. You've watched like 7 or 8 minutes of this. You can like the video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more devlog videos on these two separate but equally vexing game projects. Well, actually, they're not equally vexing. One of them is more vexing than the other at all times, but I won't tell you which one. Goodbye.